Hello, welcome back to some more coverage of the Accursed Mountain Race, and today I'm going to look at some bikes and figure out what the best bike is to take on this race. Before I go any further, just want to say a big thank you to Hone Foods. They're sponsoring me, based locally here in Cambridgeshire in the UK, and they've got a roastery. They make loads of really nice coffees and a distillery where they make gins. So yeah, go check out Hone Foods. I've got a 20% discount. The code's down below, so check them out. Show them some love, and yeah, thanks for supporting me. So the Accursed Race is a 1,000-mile bikepacking race around the Balkans, starting and finishing in Albania. If you've not seen the rest of my coverage, then go check that out. And this is the kind of terrain you're looking at. It's a lot of like double tracks, but very rough, very rugged. You can see from the mountains that they're pretty steep, and it's pretty beautiful and remote in places as well, surprisingly so. And you can see here that yes, there is some smooth kind of tracks, but then there's just a lot of rough stuff as well. So you kind of probably want to be on a mountain bike. So let's have a look and see what everyone used. And I'll start off with my bike. So this is the Mason Macro. Now the Mason Macro is well, it's kind of been launched, but as of yet it's unreleased, and this is a prototype. I'm lucky enough to be pretty involved in the development of bikes over at Mason. I've been riding them for almost 10 years now. So this is a aluminium hardtail 100mm travel. I've got a full bike check, so if you want to like further details about it, go check that out. But essentially 29-inch wheels and 100mm travel, 110 actually on the forks. 2.35 tyres. I've just got a Shimano 1x12 group set, the tail fin bags, and I found this worked pretty well for me. Good on the climbs, adequate on the real rough stuff as well. You could take on some of the rougher descents, and I think you'll find that a hardtail mountain bike is kind of the probably the go-to. I've got the Redshift shock post on here. It made a big difference. Just being able to sit down and pedal over the bumps does help over time. So yeah, that was what I was running. Let's have a look. This is David Sanchez. I think he rolled in fifth in the end. Again, very similar. Here's on the felt carbon frame here. Got the SRAM 1x12 drivetrain. Tyre-wise, he's on the Continental Race Kings. I'm starting to see quite a lot of these pop up in races. They're meant to be really fast rolling. And seem to wear fairly well, so maybe that's something I might check out at some point. Running the Apogura bags. So yeah, you're kind of seeing this more and more like a full frame pack. There's actually a bladder in there, and then saddle pack and some top tube bags just for little bits and pieces, and a feedback on there. Looks like he's running the Ergon grips and the TT bars. I didn't have the full-on TT bars. I guess that's personal preference. I just used the little tri ones. So yeah. Another nice little rig there, and also got the mud guard on the front. It makes a big difference. Just when you're getting sprayed with mud all the time, and it's wet, it's another thing. One less thing you have to think about when you're bike packing. Looking after yourself is key. So yeah, just having a mud guard can really help. And let's go on to our second place rider, Adrian Lichty. Now he's very experienced. He's done around 40 odd of these kind of races, so he kind of knows what he's doing. He's riding for Bomb Track, as he has been for the last couple of years. This is the Kale, I think, aluminium frame, 130mm travel. And again, it's kind of pretty rugged and robust. Like Adrian lives on the road, so he's touring on this all the time. He's already done Atlas Mountain Race this year as well, and sort of travelled in between. And you're kind of seeing a theme. He's on these DT Swiss wheels. I think these are as of yet unreleased, or they're going to be released very, very soon. So keep an eye out for those. He's running Rennes tyres, the Fleecer Ridge 55mm. Again, they're really fast rolling. They last really well. They would have been good for a good chunk of this course. Maybe on some of the rockier stuff, you might want a bit more of a sidewall tread, and in the wet, you need a bit more of a side knob. But again, it's compromises, isn't it? You can't get fast rolling and super grippy, so you need to find out what you're comfortable with in the middle. And I've used these myself. They're a really good tyre. Again, he's on Apogura frame bag, saddle pack, a little bit less luggage than David. Looks like a slightly smaller frame as well. And he runs the backpack as well. So I think Adrian just puts all his food in his backpack and likes to load up. I heard rumours of like buying 27-day croissants, which are like the pre-packed chocolate croissants you can get. So yeah, rather him than me, I've kind of put myself off those after too many TCRs over the years. So yeah, he came in second place, really pushing Alex Kopp up front. So yeah, obviously a good setup. Again, little mud guard, stop the mud spraying in your face. Really does make a difference over the long haul. He's got TT bars as well. So yeah, a nice solid build, and also the titanium chain set. Adrian was telling me he's broken so many different brands, and these titanium ones seem pretty solid, and they look pretty cool too. So yeah, it's all about having some bling on your bike, isn't it? The next bike, maybe not the most suitable, but a solid bike nonetheless. This is the Mason ISO. I've ridden one of these myself. I've done Tour Divide on one. I've toured extensively on them. This is the bike of Veronica Sales. She was the first woman and 6th overall. So she's on the Mason In Search Of. Now this is Mason's kind of 29-inch drop bar bike. She's actually touring, so she's using this bike just to tour around. As you can see, again, we've got it's the Mason, I think it's a shutter mudguard. So basically it's structural, so you can put a dry bag on. So I think that's sleeping gear on there. Again, the Renner Fleecer Ridge tyres, nice and fast rolling. 1x12 GRX group set. They've just been released, so kind of quite lucky to have one of those. And that just gives you a massive range. You want the big gears. I think it's like a 51 mountain bike cassette on the back there, which is really useful. Again, tail fin stuff, and Veronica's not massively tall, so obviously frame space is an issue. So having the tail fin pack really does help, and she's got an extra pannier on the side there. I think it was for food and stuff, just to give that extra bit of capacity. Again, a Redshift seat post just to take a bit of edge off the bumps when sitting down. So yeah, a solid bike, and great result from Veronica. Just goes to show it's not all about having the most suitable bike that gets you around these things sometimes. And then the final bike that I've picked up, actually from the winner, the overall winner, Alex Kopp. He's riding this Specialized Epic, and I mean it's pretty cool. He's got some really cool mods on it. So he's riding these Intent forks. They're the inverted forks. Now he was running these in the Atlas Mountain Race and really raves about them. The benefit of them being upside down is like the spring is loaded differently, so you can put the bottles on the fork and it doesn't really affect the damping so much. They also look really cool. There's loads of clearance around them. They're nice and stiff. They are a bit of a work of art, if I'm honest. Well, until you look at the price, it's quite scary. But yeah, Alex had it was the S-Works Epic, so it had the brain on there, which is the intelligent shock, which kind of locks itself out and releases itself. But he was having real problems in the Atlas Mountain Race with that. I think it basically stopped working. Probably not quite the use case it was designed for. But as a result, he's now fitted this Intent rear shock, which kind of looks kind of funky and cool. So yeah, they make some pretty specialist mountain bike suspension components. Alex has kind of got a good relationship with them, and he fitted this, and he was really raving about it. It's got like 2 air chambers, so I think you can really fine tune it. But Alex was flying on the descents in this race on this bike setup. The S-Works frame is super lightweight. It was probably the same weight, if not lighter, than my hardtail. So yeah, that's it's kind of really is good. He's also got the oval chain rings. It's just meant to help with pedaling efficiency. I've used them before myself, but I tend to have gone back to round chain rings now, just personal preference. Again, Alex is running the Continental Race King tyres. So yeah, another reason to just give them a go. And tail fin stuff. So he's running pretty light. Obviously, when you've got a full suspension bike, you do lose real estate in the frame for bags and stuff. But he's managed to get around it by putting bottles on the fork legs and running the sort of frame pack underneath here. And he's also got, these are a prototype rear pack. I've used one myself. I use the same as one I use in Atlas actually. A bit sleeker than the kind of standard aero pack, and a full top tube pack. Again, I think these might be available at some point soon. And he's got the aero bars. So yeah, real nice setup. It is actually a really nice bike, and probably for most of these kind of rougher races, we're talking like Highland Trail, Atlas Mountain Race, Accursed, where there's some proper mountain biking or at least really rough trails, then a full suspension is probably going to be the most efficient, providing you can fit your stuff on there. That is the tricky part. But Alex made it work. He did a really great result, and he won. So yeah, fair play to him, and it's kind of cool to see his bike. So that is bikes of the Accursed Race. I think probably a mountain bike is the way to go. You definitely want suspension, and so hopefully that's kind of useful. And next year, hopefully there'll be more riders along for the ride. And thanks for watching, and catch you again in the next one.